Okay, I also wanted to say that, just so you know, we in general want people who are leaders for like communism. I want you to know that you will not have people who can fight capitalism until leaders who already know how to resist that in themselves, independently. You will not get a leader until they know how to do it themselves. No one will know how to be a leader until they know how to lead themselves. So when you consider, if you think, like me, if you think that we were only going to get the justice and the equality, this was never going to happen until someone or many had to start to build that in themselves so that they can understand how to do that for others. This is what I say to myself and to you, that ultimately, anytime there is a leader, a true leader would have to know how it's like to be led either by yourself or by others, and how to accept for things or change things based on their own individual self. So I'm at this point where I already know that I have a sense of justice, a sense of equality, where I want things to be equitable for everyone. Food, shelter, health, everything, water is supposed to be equal where everybody can get it for free. I want all of this. But if I don't know how to understand that I deserve things as is, I will not know how to make that work for a whole system. If you don't know how to do it for yourself, you will have no clue how to do that for the entire collective. That's part of the thing that you understand that you're supposed to learn for being a human, for having your soul in a physical body, is to always start with yours, because you will not know how to do shit. Everything we learn is to learn with our own experience, our own body. It's the most important thing that we get in this world, in our iterations, to know all the things to know within ourselves. I will have time to figure it out for myself, figure it out how to do these things that I want equal for other people. I have to provide it for myself, to know how it works, to get used to it, to build the habits or fix the habits. All of it has to be done within myself so that I can be the true leader that I'm supposed to be at some point. I will not know how to do it for anyone until I know how it works for me. So when you get yourself your leaders should already know how to take care of themselves. That doesn't mean they don't want accommodations or they don't want help. They know how to ask for things, or know how to, what's that word? Delegate other things for other people, because they know how it works with them and then the rest of them. So I don't want capitalism. I don't accept it anymore. The abuse, which I don't find that capitalism is something that is valuable for any human at all. It's a horrible thing, and I don't accept it. But I will not be able to lead for others until I take it away from myself, where I say I don't deserve the abuse. If I were to think that everyone No one deserves the abuse of capitalism. And I still support it. And I still have the bills. I still have bills. But I still take the jobs, or I still take the it's mostly the jobs. It's really the fucking me over because it's too much abuse. If I don't know how to accept the release of capitalism, I will not know how to show it for others. I will not know how to invite others to release capitalism, to ignore capitalism. Has to start with me. So I say I won't have a normal job. If I have money, it's for just the things that are needed for me to have a farm or have a enjoyable existence and figure stuff out for abundance and a little bit of money to be able to make it equitable for more people. Has to start with knowing what I'm doing to release and ignore capitalism. You always start with your own self, and that's when you get used to how it goes. Because especially as a human, it takes a lot to understand the way the feelings are. You're not going to be able to lead anyone ever without knowing about feelings, because that's the only thing that matters to humans. Especially once we understand that all of these knowledge that we have for the internet, literal facts, everything, all this knowledge, things further than our history books, further than everything, because it was limited. The past with internet is to give us the option of information, the plethora of information that it wasn't provided for humans until now. And then we learned that, so if we know that in the past civilizations, eras, they did not have the internet, and they had a very specific information from their government, from their country, from whatever, the media was always very, very direct, very taught for them. And that's very funny, because here we have all of the internet. You have the knowledge of everything, and you could learn anything, get all the fact checking you want, and people don't want that anymore. They don't want to know things until they want to know it, and it's based on their own core anyway. So even though we have all this knowledge, it won't make sense to us until it aligns with our soul in the first place. So even though you're like, even though I understand that I want to know things, or I want to get to the communist society that I want, it's not going to make sense, because the knowledge is there. It won't matter until it matters to me, and if I accept it for myself. So it always gets to our feelings, it always gets to our little bodies, and it always gets to our existence, our experience. So even though, now that we know it's the same as it was then, it will not matter how much information there is, because it only makes sense when you accept this for yourself. It's just your experience. And you can't wait on anything else. You can't expect anything else. You have to accept the things you want to know. Yeah, so I want to learn stuff, but I don't even have enough energy to do all of that. I have so many books from the library now. I want to buy books, because I won't always... The libraries is supposed to finish off a certain time. There's a due date and all that, and the libraries are nice. They'll just be like, we'll put it on late. And it won't be a fee or anything. They'll just put it back for you. And I'm like, well, I know I'm not going to read it at all until it makes sense. And it's energetically works for me then. So that's how it's going to be for any time you want a change in the world, in yourself, information. It's going to matter about the way you feel about things. And it's always going to be, you're not going to do any great with logical anything. You're not going to be able to understand shit with your intellect. It's not going to do shit. The only purpose of us to have these lives is to feel them all. It's only about how we feel. And why is that such a bad thing? Because capitalism doesn't want you to feel anything. They want you to never have the sense of your body. They only want you to think about, oh, I want to survive. I want to have my bills. I want to survive. I want to have all this. I make my money. I afford shit. Look what they've gone to us in the first place. It's not going to serve us because it doesn't. This is for a few people in the whole wide world who get benefits for this. The rest of us are fucked. You don't have to keep in that forever. If you let go of that type of stuff, you have all the feelings, you have all the experience, you really live in the body that is only what you're able to do. The intellectualization is very limited. It's not going to give you what you want, because I'm learning now that it fucks me over to have only thoughts for that type of thing. I only can do shit when I am feeling. I have to feel everything. So I can't lead anyone until I myself understand how it works to be led, or to experience, to feel things. So, and I want big changes, huge changes. Luckily, it's not going to happen for a while, because it's too big that it wouldn't make sense for the collective, for a lot of people. They wouldn't believe that. They wouldn't believe it's possible to be doing these great, incredible things until some things are set up before it. So if they think that the bills is the only thing that matters, rent is the only thing that matters, food is the only thing that matters, then they're not going to be there to see that I don't even want a president. I don't even want mayors. I want people to just have their ideas, policies, instead of people. They won't get that. They will not understand this until you have people setting it up for it to be acceptable. At first, we start with them understanding that straight up, you can't afford a house and you're only there for renting. I'll get to another video at some point, but even that, it's little by little, step by step, till you get to the point where you want for things to be. That means I start with myself, my step by step to understand what I want for the entire world. Makes sense only when you figure it out, time by time, steadily understanding of everything that goes on. So don't discourage yourself because you're not there. Everything is there for a certain time. And it doesn't need to be super fast, because capitalism really tricked us into that, right? Everything has to be super fast. And that doesn't do us well. So we will say we can take it for slowly but surely. That is what we actually want. So